Happy Friday. Welcome into the CHGO Blackhawks Podcast. I'm Jay Zawaski with Mario Tirabassi. We've got a special guest with us today. It is Rockford IceHogs forward Colton Dach. We're going to talk to Colton ahead of the Calder Cup Playoffs, which start tomorrow for the IceHogs. Before we get into the interview, make sure you smash that like button for us. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube page as well. Podcast listeners, like, subscribe, follow, all that good stuff on your favorite podcast app. But Colton, thanks for being with us, man. We appreciate it.
Yeah, no, thanks for having me on.
You ready? How are you feeling? How are you guys feeling? I mean, you guys ended the season, on fire, and you got these reserves coming in with, Reichel coming down and Kaiser's back and everybody. You guys are at full strength. You got to be feeling pretty confident heading into the series.
Yeah, I think having those guys come down was a big boost for us. And like you said, our last 20 some games, we've been on fire. I think just grabbing a point whenever we could was probably the biggest thing out of those last few games. And it would have been nice to finish second, but it's also nice to have that first one at home right now.
Yeah, getting that first game in Rockford, I think, will be a huge benefit for you guys. We were talking before the show started how the schedule for this series is a little different than what you might usually be used to. But yeah, getting that first one at home, even though you're not the team technically with home ice advantage, has got to be feel like an opportunity that you guys are got a chance to really jump on them right away.
Yeah, I think anytime that the BMO's getting buzzing, it's the boys got energy from it. So hopefully get this done as quick as possible. But it's also nice to play in front of the fans.
What kind of challenges does Grand Rapids present to you guys? I know it's a pretty. Every AHL rivalry is big, but this one especially big. How's it? What kind of problems do they present to you guys?
Yeah, they got a lot of skilled forwards. They got a lot of, they got some guys coming down from the NHL who they were called up to try and make a push for a playoff spot. So they got some really good players and a good goaltender. And I think it's kind of all around. They can score goals. They can play good defensively. We just got to, wear them down, get the pucks in and play them hard.
I think we might have lost Mario there for a second. I think he froze. I couldn't tell if he was really
talk
focused
about
or he locked up. There
with Grand Rapids, how they've hey, yeah, I was just gonna say, Grand Rapids talking about their goaltending. You guys have had two guys in tandem this year with Drew and Jackson that have been both playing really well in for lack of a better term, rookie years. With the way that they've been playing, how does it work for you? How does it feel for you guys knowing night in, night out, you're going to get, likely a solid performance from those guys? It's not necessarily like a, hot and cold situation, kind of like we experienced in Chicago this year.
Yeah, no, definitely. It's really nice to have that trust back there with those two, and they're unreal. The work ethic they put in. Jackson, doing really good this year and getting that franchise record for most wins is awesome for him. And Drew, he competes every day, and we know if we have a breakdown, they're our last line of defense, and I think they've done a really good job this year.
It's got to be nice. We talk to people all the time about this, and I always like to reiterate it with players. When you've got two goalies that you can trust, do you feel like it frees you up a little bit to play a little more free and because then you don't feel like every turnover is going to end up in the back of your net. You feel like, hey, I can take a little bit of a chance here because I know that if something goes wrong, this guy's got my back. It's got to help the confidence of the whole team that way.
100%. I think, like I said, having that trust in them, knowing if you turn the puck over at the blue line and because an odd man rush somewhere, you're going to have that trust in them. They're going to make that save, and I think just knowing that they're back there and they're going to compete on every shot, every rebound is really nice having that feeling.
Colton, we talked to you just about this time last year. You and Kevin and Nolan were getting ready for the WHL playoffs. How has this year been for you? Getting your rookie year through the AHL and getting that experience, and now getting to this point where it's another year in a row you're going to be looking for hopefully a deep playoff run.
Yeah, I think this year there's been some ups and downs with the injuries, and Obviously, you don't love to see that, but the development I've had down here has been awesome. The coaching staff, the trainers, and the developmental staff who comes out and works with us has been unreal, and the group of guys that's here as well is awesome. I think the older guys do a really good job of welcoming us. I remember my first day when I came, maybe a little nervous, but it's easier when the older guys try and get you in the convos and get you within the group, and you see old friends like Ethan and Nolan or the rink.
Well, this is going to be. We heard from Kyle Davidson at the end of the year, and even Luke Richardson to another extent kind of said, "Hey, this is going to be next year is not going to be like the last two. Like, there's going to be some competition. There's going to be some guys brought in, and there are some spots open. I had to imagine, you're chomping at the bit to, whenever these Calder Cup playoffs end, we either hoisting the Calder Cup or not." You're going to be competing against a lot of these guys in camp for some open roster spots. And you've had a great year in Rockford. How are you feeling going into camp next year? And are you, anxious to be earning your role next year with the Blackhawks?
Yeah, I'm super excited about that opportunity. I think this year I was a little disappointed that, I thought I battled hard and, I was doing my best to try and earn a spot this year. And I think it's just going to be more motivation for me next year and in the summer to, to get in the gym, get bigger, get stronger, and work on my foot speed a lot, and try and come into camp and show them that I could be a full-time NHL player.
Yeah, well, did you get any sort of feedback on that? Because I have to imagine, you see a bunch of guys going up, getting opportunities, and you never, that never came for you. And I know there were some injuries in there and everything. But when you talk to the development staff, when you talk to the coaches that you mentioned earlier, do they ever give you any insight on why those decisions are made or not made, or what you need to work on to get that call up?
I mean, yeah, yes and no. I think there's a lot of little things. I think just kind of for me, it's going to be continue to work on my habits. I think that's probably one of the biggest things, and can't really get too focused on all the guys getting called up. I'm super happy for other guys when they get called up. I'm very excited to watch. I think when we found out Ethan was getting called up, we were pretty ecstatic for him, and there's nothing but joy there. So I think just sticking to it and just working hard, and my day will come if I just continue to work.
You talked about like the older guys being able to help get the younger guys into the group and get that cohesiveness together early and helping you guys like get acclimated to the pro game. But there's a number of young guys on this team that are kind of coming up together through the organization. Does it kind of feel like that? Like, you and Nolan and Ethan and the list goes on and on. A number of guys that just had their OHL and seasons in the queue and everything finish are up with you guys now too. Does it feel like that group is all coming together with you and some of the other younger players?
Yeah, I think that kind of all starts in development camp when you get to meet everyone, and made a lot of good friends, and super happy to see some of the guys come up. Like seeing Savoy the other day, going hit what he went through. That injury was horrible. I was right beside him when it happened, but just seeing the work he's put in, and obviously his season was ended in playoffs I think last week, but seeing him on the ice, smiling, yapping away like he always does is just awesome. But yeah, like me and Nolan and Ethan, we see each other every day. We live in the same building, so just getting that chemistry together, and I think it'll be a fun few years as we continue to grow.
Does Savoy know that he's a cult hero here already before he's even officially put the uniform on? People love him. I don't know if it's his demeanor, it's the always chirping that you talked about, but people talk about him like he's like one beat at Connor Bedard when you talk to Hawks fans. I swear they love him. They're excited about him. I think we sort of talked about the end of the year where the Blackhawks roster was kind of samey, like a lot of kind of quiet guys, introverted. They need a guy like Sammy up here quick.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. I think they'll love him for sure. He's just got so much energy, so much passion for the game, and plays every shift. He's going to give it your all, and you're going to get the best out of him. And just seeing that smile, I've never seen him not smiling or not joking around. So that's awesome to see for a young guy, and just keep that positivity going.
Yeah, he's it's there's a sense around the organization from the fan base, about the future and about, what's coming up, and people are very excited about like guys like Savoie and yourself and Ethan and all that, and especially with Ethan getting his debut earlier this year, or just a few weeks ago. Like that was just a really cool experience to see some of these young guys come up. It's got to give you a little bit of extra motivation, like going into next year, knowing that, there is that opportunity, and knowing that the organization is starting to go in that direction of like, there's players that they're investing in for the long-term future that are, going to have opportunities to make that jump next year.
Yeah, I'm super excited for that chance. I think, my goal this year was to make the team, and, it's not going to change next year into camp. So I'm just going to go there and do my best to prove to them that I belong, and just make it one of their hardest decisions to make, to, send me down or keep me up. So I'm going to, give it my best and just go from there.
We got to play alongside Kevin Korchinski for a while too, in junior, and wonder if you kept in touch with him. I know it was, not 82 games. He left a while when his father passed, of course, but otherwise in the lineup every night, playing big minutes. Did you keep up with him and check in with him every now and again? Because I'm sure it got kind of overwhelming for him after a few nights.
For sure. Yeah. No, when I was there dealing with my injury at the start of the year, we were hanging out every day. And then when I came down, it was every other day we were texting, seeing how it's going. It's new for him as well. We're kind of all doing the same thing, the first time away from home without billets. So, cooking's been interesting, but, I think for him, he's got a lot of friends up there, and he's a very likable person. So I think he's doing a really good job. And obviously it's hard, when you're not, winning every night like he's used to in Seattle the last few years, but I think he's determined to turn that around and give it his all as well. Work on his strength down low, and just be a better all around defenseman.
Well, you opened the door. Now we got to ask, what's the cuisine situation? Is it just like ramen every night or what?
No. For a few months it was a lot of ordering, but started to get a lot of steak and chicken in there, and some family give me some recipes and help me cook, so that's all right.
Nice. And how's Kirby doing? I know it's been a tough recovery for him. How is he mentally after going through that?
Yeah, he's good. We check in quite often. He watches pretty much all my games, so just happy to see him doing good with his mental space. And obviously it's not easy going through a injury like that, start of the year. And, I think he was really excited for this year as well. And he was determined to, kind of come in there and prove a lot of people that, he can be a, star in the NHL. And I still believe, he is going to be that. And, just hearing him talk about how, he wants to work in the summer, it's going to be awesome. It's going to be great for me as well to see that work ethic from him and push myself.
You guys, I'd imagine you guys still have that like brotherly internal, like pushing each other in the off season and everything. I mean, that's, even though you're in different organizations now, like that's still something that you're still doing even throughout the season. Having the, probably saying like, this year might have been different, but trying to like send each other highlights of stuff, sending each other your box scores each night and say, hey, I did this, I did that. It's got to be great to have that at your disposal.
Yeah, honestly, a lot of it is he'll call me after a game, and we'll talk about a few plays and then kind of go through it and get his 2 cents on what maybe he would have done during that, and I'd give my reasons and why I did that, and you just kind of have a conversation. So it's awesome. It's kind of like having a little coach with me at all times, but no, it's awesome to have him at my disposal. Obviously, he's a very smart hockey player, so usually what he tells me to do is probably the right play.
And we get to talk to Andrew Sorensen a few times every year, and what I really like about him is he is short and to the point and no nonsense. And I'm assuming he's the same way behind the in the dressing room. What's it like to play for Sorensen, and what have you learned from him in your time in Rockford?
Yeah, it's awesome. Yeah, you're right. He gets to the point very quickly. I think you kind of know when you're playing good or if the team's playing bad. But I think I really like it. I really like being honest with, the coaches be honest with me, and I'll be honest back. And if I thought I played good or played bad, we'll have discussion. We'll go over video a lot, which has been awesome. And like I said before, the habits. I think that's something he's been helping me learn over this season. I think that's going to be the biggest thing for me to make that jump.
You guys in Grand Rapids are very acquainted with each other this year, but things kind of ramp up in the playoffs. What are you looking forward to most getting into your first professional playoff experience starting tomorrow?
Yeah, just kind of showing the way I can play as a strong, powerful forward who can score. I think be physical as well in the forecheck, make plays. Work the boards down low. I think that's something I'm really excited for, is just to show off my strength and speed, and make some plays while I'm at it and have some fun.
We got a question from our audience, if you don't mind. One of our everyday viewers, Lebowski5, says, I'd like to hear Colton's opinions on guys he may have played against in the WHL, like Caden Lindstrom, TJ Ginla, or Berkeley Cotton. Any thoughts on those guys?
Never played against Lindstrom. Played with Tej last year and played against Berkeley a few times. But no, Tej is awesome. His work ethic is unreal. I think obviously his family ties to the game is pretty nice. But no, he's a great kid. He's very skilled, very smart hockey player, good speed. I'd be really happy if I got to see him at camp next year. And Berkeley is a very skilled forward as well. I played against him a few times last year. I think he was 16, so it's kind of hard to get a grasp on him. But he's very skilled. Makes plays, produces points. So I think that's awesome.
Well, the series begins tomorrow. First game 1 at the BMO, 7 p.m. Saturday, April 27th in Rockford. Buy your tickets then. And then game 4 on Sunday, May 5th, back at home at the BMO. If you've not been to an IceHogs game, it is an awesome time. It's a great experience. The food's really good. It's an awesome building, awesome atmosphere. And to go visit the Corey Crawford banner when you go out there. You could see it was raised earlier this year. Cool, man. We appreciate you being with us. Good luck this series. Go get them. And we'll talk to you to preview round 2. How's that?
All right. That sounds good.
All right, man. Thank you very much. That's IceHogs forward Colton Dach ahead of their big series with the Grand Rapids Griffins. Should be good. I know you're heading out there tomorrow, right, Mario?
Yeah, I will. I will be out there tomorrow. It's going to be an awesome time. I'm very happy that the IceHogs get the first home game. It's a weird best of 5 where they're not doing 2-2-1 or anything like that. It's an interesting series setup, but Rockford getting the first game is that's awesome. I think this team is hitting their stride right at the right time. We always talk about teams peaking at the right time. I think Rockford's been playing really well in the last month or so of the season, and I think and they got a couple guys close to getting healthy. We'll see where Nolan Allen's at. I know he was kind of in that 3 to 4 week range that was leading up to basically the start of the playoffs for his injury. So we'll see if he's back in the lineup tomorrow or soon. Lucas Reichel's coming down, so yeah, it's going to be exciting. So that first game tomorrow night should be a lot of fun. As Colton said, when the BMO is rocking, it's a great atmosphere. So looking forward to that.
Yes, seriously. If you've never been to a game out in Rockford, you got nothing to do tomorrow night, head out there. It's a quick little trip from the city, and it's a lot of fun, great atmosphere, easy to get to, no problem. So yeah, go check out the IceHogs game, go support them, go see the future of your Blackhawks, and eat lots of pork. Why? Because it's amazing. People who are actively
available.
Yeah, they got a ton of it at the BMO. That's right. People just tubs of it. People who are active need more protein than the average American. In fact, the Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics, dietitians in Canada, and the American College of Sports Medicine recommend 1.2 to 2 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight per day for athletes, depending on training. So for a 150-pound person, that's about 81 to 136 grams of protein per day. 1 3-ounce serving of pork provides 23 grams of high-quality protein that can help active individuals build and preserve muscle. The International Society of Sports Nutrition recommends that people who are involved in a general fitness program or who are interested in optimizing their health eat low-fat, high-quality sources of protein, which includes lean cuts of pork. Elevate your protein game with lean pork, a powerhouse of natural goodness. Savor the flavor, savor the gains, and celebrate any occasion by enjoying the best pork produced by Illinois pig farmers. From your sausage and bacon for breakfast to pulled pork or juicy hot chops off the grill, it's an entire season dedicated to pork and the people behind the product, paid for by the Illinois pork producers. Generations of commitment. Love me some pork.
I do too. I have an order of pig slop with my name on it for tomorrow at the game.
Yeah.
They
How does
are
that travel?
it's
Can you
already
bring me
well
some
not,
back?
I don't. It depends on how long the drive ends up being and how hungry I get on the way back. But
Now you got to let people know, Mario, about your pig slop hack, because you spice it up a little bit, and that's the only way to do it.
So it comes with with melted cheese on top of it, but you gotta have a little bit more than that. And the good people at the BMO, when you go to the side of the concession stand, they also have barbecue sauce and buffalo sauce that are available. So put both of that on top, mix it all in together. If you want, you get the coleslaw on the side. You can put the coleslaw in. I like to have it on the side as its own little thing. But you can throw that in there too to completely mix the meal up together. It's all going to the same place anyway, but it's good. And look, it's pulled pork on top of fries, so it's basically like poutine, and it's amazing. I highly recommend it to anyone who goes to a Rockford IceHogs game ever. Whew. Yeah, and after after a good pig slot meal, I might need a cigarette break. But if you want to go tobacco free for your nicotine routine, check out our friends Lucy Nicotine, made for your routine and delivered straight to your door. It is 100% pure nicotine, always tobacco free. With Lucy, you have multiple forms that you can use, whether it's pouches, breakers, or gum, and you can choose your strength anywhere between 2 milligrams to 12 milligrams, and they come in an assortment of flavors like mint, apple ice, espresso, mango, and so many more. You can save yourself that weekly stop at the gas station and sign up with Lucy for a monthly subscription. No commitment, cancel anytime, and you'll be saving 15% off of your purchases. So to level up your nicotine routine with Lucy, go to lucy.co/CHGO Hawks and use the promo code CHGO Hawks to get 20% off of your first order. Lucy does offer free shipping and has a 30-day refund policy if you change your mind. Again, that's lucy.co and use the code CHGO Hawks to get 20% off and always free shipping. Now, for the fine print part, Lucy products are only for adults of legal age, and every order is age verified. Again, this product does contain nicotine, and nicotine is an addictive chemical.
It is. Yes, it is. But thanks. Welcome to our new partners at Lucy. That code CHGO Hawks for 20% off. Good stuff. Well, we have our date. The draft lottery is set, and it certainly feels like we'll probably be doing a live show that night. I'm very excited about it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, it worked last year, right?
Yeah. I'm looking forward to a calmer, gentler Mario on the night of Tuesday, May 7th. Your energy was palpable that night. And I think a little bit like you kind of willed it into existence. You kind of like inceptioned it, bent space and time with your, like you use the force to make those lottery balls fall correctly.
Sure. That's the best use of my powers. Yeah, I mean, last year, I mean, clearly it was because Connor Bedard was the primary sole focus of the draft lottery, was who is going to luck into Connor Bedard. And for the Blackhawks, it was very evident that last season was all about being as bad as possible to move forward with a new future of the organization, and that was a lot of it was based off of getting Connor Bedard. He was the accelerant to this whole plan, and the lottery balls, the numbers were in the Blackhawks' favor, and they'll have they had a 11.5% chance last year to win the lottery, 13.5% this year, being second worst in the league. So we'll see. I feel like coming into that Tuesday, March 7th evening, I'm not going to be as tightly wound as last year because of how last year went.
I think I might have said March 7th, and I think I planted the seed in your brain. It's obviously May 7th.
Did I say March 7th?
You said March. I think I said March too. It is May 7th. It's not in the past. It is in the future. But yeah, I'm looking forward to just kind of, putting my head, hands on the head, back of the head, feet up on the counter, and just let's let the balls fall as they may. And then if they do happen to win it, just filling up glass after glass with just the tears of NHL fans around the world. It would just be delightful. Oh my God. It just happened to be here. I just don't clean up my crap. It's just to win it again. It would almost feel like I keep kind of imagining what it would be like if the Hawks won a draft lottery again. And it's almost like embarrassing. Oh, geez. Oh, well, it is what it is. Sorry it didn't work for you. But you almost feel bad. Oh, you probably could have won. That probably would have been better for you than it would be for Chicago. But, it is what it is. We're just going to have to take Celebrini and call it a day. Yeah.
I mean, that's how the system is set up. It's completely by chance. It's completely by lottery balls. There's no funny business whatsoever. None whatsoever.
Nate in the chat says, I'm more excited for the tears than actually getting Celebrini. Yeah, it might actually be more fun to just watch people get upset than it would actually be to enjoy back on Celebrini's career here.
That's true.
Because it's just, and we love our PHNX friends, and I still think about their reaction when the Hawks won the draft lottery and Leah just walked off set. It was just silence. And I know there was other stuff behind it, of course, but it was just oh my God.
Sure.
It is fun to be the villain.
Well, I mean, that's
fun to be the villain.
Yeah. Yeah. And look, I mean, it's the new rules is that you can't win the lottery more than twice in a 5-year span. So if you're going to do it back to back, why not have it be the Bedard Celebrini drafts, right? Let's just wash our hands. Here's our 1-2 center combination down the middle for the next 15 years. No problems. That would be fantastic. But again, the sentiment around this draft for me as a Blackhawks fan is that, once it was locked in that they were going to be, second to last in the league, the worst that they can draft is fourth. You're still going to come away, even if you don't win the lottery, you're still going to come away with a very good player and a player that, is likely maybe 2 years away at most from being in the professional game. So, that's wishful thinking, but I think there's very few instances where a top 5 pick, is more than 3 years away from even just being in the AHL. Again, if it's, if you get a KHL player who's on a long extended contract or something like that, then you can get into the weeds of everything. But they're just going to be in a good spot to get a very good player no matter where they land.
Well, we've got our YouTube poll going right now, asking people where they think the Hawks will end up drafting between 1 and 4, and it will shock you to know. It'll shock you to know that people are predicting villainhood. That the Hawks will again pick number 1 overall. I'm here for. Let's make it happen. Let's will it into existence. And the Giggity said when we were talking to Colton Dach, hey, it's good karma to have him on, and when you do that, you get the number 1 overall pick. I'm I'm not saying it because last time we didn't say it. So we can't, don't want to jinx anything. Don't want to change the karma.
No, that's a good point. Good point made by them.
Yeah. Michael Evans says, how does the draft ranking work for the playoff teams? $5 super chat, by the way. Does it go by regular season record or when they get knocked out? It's not that simple. Go ahead.
It is based off of the regular season points up until you get to the teams that get to the Eastern Conference and Western Conference finals. Then those teams are reseeded by how they are eliminated. That's as simple as I can explain it.
So whoever the final four is, the Stanley Cup champion picks 32nd, the runner-up 31st, and then East-West final losers, 30th and 29th. That's kind of the easiest way to, and then the rest of it slots out based on standings.
Yeah.
So if Tampa's eliminated, we'll have a good idea of where the Hawks are going to be picking.
Yeah, and they're down 3-0 in their series.
Yeah.
So
don't show up though. Don't show up if you see John Cooper. If you're negative, stay home.
Yeah. I love the the tweet. I don't forget who sent it out. But it was the Panthers just scored an empty net goal and the Lightning didn't lose their minds or something like that. I don't know if it was you or Greg. You said, wow, the Lightning have just given up, huh?
I think that was Greg. Yeah. That's too funny to be me. That's for sure.
That was good. So yeah, I mean, hey, far be it from me to count out the Lightning, but being down 3-0 to the Panthers is not a spot that I would want to be in.
No, it's a crazy thing too, is like, you could argue it's one of the closer series in terms of how the games have gone. Like, there haven't been blowouts. They've been like right there, but down 3-0 is down 3-0. Doesn't matter if it was 3-7-0 losses or 3-3-2 losses. You're still in the same boat. So yeah, it's tough. It's tough for the Lightning, but good for the Hawks.
Yeah. Yeah. And hey, I mean, a first round exit in sweep fashion might make Steven Stamkos consider a change of scenery.
Yeah. Well, he might be the problem.
He could be. I wouldn't mind if he was Chicago's problem.
Yeah, we could deal with that. We'll figure it out. That's what Foligno's there for, to handle malcontents like him.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I sent Law a picture of the pig slop. So if he wants to throw that up there.
Yeah.
This is mine. I didn't quite go the full Mario on this one. This is just the pulled pork with the cheese and the barbecue sauce. I did not do the buffalo and coleslaw. That's salad, so you don't need that. Just throw that away or just let him keep it. But that's the cheese and the barbecue sauce on the pulled pork. And next time I go, I'm going to do the buffalo sauce too. That is inspired.
Yeah.
And if you want to go, you can. You can get in the door tomorrow at the BMO for $19 on Game Time. That is a tremendous deal. You should not have to worry about how to buy tickets to your next big sporting event. Game Time is transparent. They're fast. They're easy for all the sports, music, and comedy events you want to see. They've got those great last-minute ticket deals, all-in prices, views from your seat, and their best price guarantee. Game Time takes the guesswork out of buying tickets. Love that view from your seats thing. Again, if you're going to Rockford for the first time, pull that up, take a look where you're going to see. Beautiful. There are so many seats available in there for under $50. I said 19 get you in the door. The most expensive I'm seeing is 144, but it's like fourth row. It's just, there's a lot of good deals if you want to go see the IceHogs tomorrow in Rockford. So,
and I'll say there's not a bad seat in the house.
No.
Like, it's 6,500 capacity. Like, you're gonna have a good spot no matter where you're at.
Yeah, 100%. But at Game Time, they're obsessed with finding you ways to save money on tickets. So take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, use the code CHGO for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code CHGO for $20 off. Download Game Time today. Last minute tickets, lowest price guaranteed.
And hey, if you are in the market for a new vehicle, you have to check out our friends at Ray Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram in Fox Lake. They are celebrating the Jeep Celebration event all month long. You know what that means? Do you? You know what it means?
At the end of the month, it's over?
Yes, that is true. But it also means that you'll be able to rave about their savings on a wide selection of inventory. For a limited time, you can lease a new 2024 Jeep Grand Cherokee Laredo Altitude for $439 a month for 39 months. And if that Jeep Grand Cherokee isn't big enough for you, check out the third row and lease a new 2024 Jeep Grand Cherokee Limited L for $479 a month for 39 months. That sounds like a W in my world. At Ray CDJR, you'll always be able to shop one of Chicagoland's largest inventories and drive home with more money in your pocket than you'd expect, thanks to Ray's price promise. So don't miss out. Shop great deals all month long and save big, because Ray CDJR makes buying a new vehicle more affordable than ever. But that's not all. Just for listening and watching, you can get a free oil change when you mention CHGO at the service center, or mention CHGO when you book online at raycdjr/service. But you have to schedule before April 30th. So that's just a couple of days. So jump on that. If you're in the market for a new vehicle, then you have to check out the team at Ray Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram, because they are the only team that we at CHGO recommend. Visit them today on Route 12 in Fox Lake. That's near me. For more information, visit CDJR in Fox Lake or raycdjr.com, serving the community since 1963.
Yes, do that. I want to see if I can get my thumbs up effects working on. Yes, there it goes. Look at that.
Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, you got the blurred background because of all your weird
I screwed
nudie
that up.
pictures on your wall.
Yeah.
It's funny, it blurs the fire. You put the blur effect on and it blurs the fireworks. That kind of doesn't make sense at all.
Did it really?
Yes, it's very strange.
Here, let's
Very
see.
weird.
Let me get the blur out of here. Yeah, here. Yeah, I'm in a closet. Yeah. That's
Nice.
no secret. Come on, do it.
Oh, now it's not gonna, because you see your weight. Let's do it again. There you go. I did it for you. For those listening on the podcast, we're having fun with video, and we're making fireworks display by putting our thumbs up because we're idiots. You see, you know that by now.
Weren't there some other ones? Did Peace do something?
I don't remember.
Oh,
There's
balloons.
Oh, nice. All right.
Peace did balloons. Is this something? This is something. This one. I don't remember.
We'll figure them all out. We'll have fun with it down the road. And sounds like a fun August project.
We'll play it. Sure. We'll see. Yeah, sure. We'll see how many more remotes we do this year.
Yeah. Well, hey, we got the Alex Vlasic is in the books. We had Nick Foligno on yesterday. If you missed it, talked a lot about it with him, but didn't get a chance to really, the three of us, break it down. It's just two of us today, which is cool. If you didn't hear the news, I don't know how, but 6-year deal, $4.6 million cap hit for Alex Vlasic. And since this deal has been signed, the praise has been coming out. I saw a tweet today from Dom Lucian of The Athletic. It says here, Alex Vlasic was incredible defensively this year on a bad Hawks team while playing some of the toughest minutes in the league. While $4.6 million is fair for what he is now, a deal that covers his entire prime under a rising cap could make this one of the league's best contracts. So he projects the value of the contract at $7.6 million. That's $3 million over what he actually signed for. That's a masterclass. That's great. That's a really good job by Kyle Davidson. And like I said yesterday to Nick, that's another box checked on the Davidson, resume of signed a very good long-term deal to an important player.
Yeah, it's a deal that helps both parties. The Blackhawks get a very financially friendly deal at $4.6 million. Vlasic gets a good amount of terms. 6 years makes him in line for his next contract at 28 years old. That seems to be the number that free agents like to get to for their potential biggest deal of their career for these kinds of players. So 6 years is a good amount of term for him and for the team as well. Like, you don't have to worry about what's he gonna have to, it's not a bridge deal where it's 2 or 3 years. Like 6 years down the road, like that is well into the quote unquote contention window that Kyle Davidson seems to be starting to kind of line things up for. 4.6 million is going to be a bargain by the All-Star break next year. I feel like Vlasic's at 4.6 million is going to feel like a bargain. So it'll be very funny if Dom's comes true, that Vlasic's deal might end up right there, top 10 best and worst contracts in the NHL article. And the best will have Vlasic, and the worst will be Jones, and they'll be defensive partner.
There you go. That evens out to 2 very average contracts. That's it. See?
Yeah,
that's it. That's how you got to look at it. But yeah,
you're spending what 14 million on your top pair, 7 each. Perfect.
Pretty good. Even that's a bargain when you think about it.
Yeah.
I wonder how many top pairs in NHL will be 14 million. Not many.
Yeah.
I was listening to 32 Thoughts today, and they were talking about it too. And they said it's difficult for guys like this who don't have like a lot of the numbers production it's hard to kind of value those deals because offense, especially now, is like such the focus. You've got 2 guys with 100 assists this season when only 9 guys have done it in the history of the game before then. And what was it? 7 of those times? I might be off on this, but I think 7 of those 9 was Gretzky. Like 7 of those 9 seasons was Gretzky or something like that.
At least that many. Yeah.
And I think Lemieux had 100, and there was one other guy had 100 assists, and that had been it through history until Kucherov and McDavid had it this year.
Did Joe Thornton have 100?
I don't think so. Because Thornton played in the era of like nobody was scoring when he was in it. When he was at his peak, he might have had 100 points. I'm talking about 100 assists.
Right. Yeah. Let me look it up here.
But anyway, point being, it's hard to value these contracts, and because the point production's not there.
Yeah, I think we saw it, this year with the Calder discussion and everything. How much playing big minutes and being defensively responsible and all that is valued. And while Vlasic didn't put up, half point per game numbers this year, you could make an argument that, between him and let's say Brock Faber, who are in the same boat, Vlasic might have been better strictly defensively. Now, if you want to say all around, yeah, I would say Brock Faber maybe all around right now is the better of the two, but it's not by much. And Vlasic just really hasn't had the opportunity to put that offensive, his offensive skills on display because he's paired with Seth Jones, where that's going to be more of Seth's roles to be more of the offensive defenseman, whereas Vlasic will play a little bit more of a defensively focused game. But Vlasic is, he put up decent production numbers in college, and when he was in Rockford, he put up decent production numbers. So he's a guy that can do it. So I'm going to be interested to see what year, I guess what it would be, year 3 technically, of Alex Vlasic looks like next year.
I found that number, by the way.
And looking at it here, 100 assists.
Yeah. I had 11 in my head, and here's what it was. Yeah. So, okay. Kucherov and McDavid, they were the 4th and 5th players in NHL history with 100 assists. Gretzky did it 11 times. Mario Lemieux and Bobby Orr did it once. That's the stat. Each. Yes, once each.
Yeah.
So it had been done 3 times by 3 players in NHL history before this year. Now Gretzky did it 11 times. And again, I just love it. Every now and again, something will happen in hockey, and then all it does is reveal another insane Wayne Gretzky stat. Mm-hmm. You're like, what? You can't even comprehend how much better he was than everybody.
It's so wild looking at this. Let's see. He did it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 times in a row. He did all 11. All 11 times were in consecutive seasons.
What's the high mark?
Between 1980 and 1991. His most was 163. 163 in the 1985-86 season, in which he also set the NHL all-time record for points, obviously, with 215 in a season.
My God. So he had basically 100 assists plus Connor Bedard and Taylor Radish.
Yes.
It's like, what are we doing? It's so ridiculous.
Crazy.
By the way, did you see the Vlasic thing floating around from BU when he was in college? It was like this. It was from, I think it was who had it? Was it Bar Down or one of those hockey aggregators?
I saw no.
It was Open Ice.
I saw it from the BU. It's like a BU hockey blog posted it. Yeah, there it is. Yeah.
So if you're not watching on YouTube,
this must have been.
Hey, I don't see any dates.
This would have had to have been, because if it's coming from BU, this would have had to have been after his junior season ended and he joined the Blackhawks. This would have been probably 2 years ago.
Yeah. So it's an email, and the headline says, or the subject says, CM 419 assignment 3. Then there's an email that says, hello, just wanted to email you guys about our assignment due on the 17th. And then Alex Vlasic replies, hey, sorry guys, I recently just left BU to pursue hockey. I won't be able to contribute to the assignment. And then the other guy replies, no worries. Thanks for the heads up. Good luck. That's so great.
That's one of the best excuses for not participating in a group assignment is I'm pursuing my hockey career. Thank you for your thanks for looping me in on this assignment that I will never do.
Yeah, I tried that. No one bought it. I'm like, yeah, I can't get the project done. I'm going pro in hockey. They're like, no, shut up. You're too fat for that.
Yeah, I usually just muted those emails.
Yeah, good call. All right, well, tonight, I know last night was maybe the biggest night in Chicago Bears history. We'll see how it plays out. But Caleb Williams and Roma Dunze, just as everyone dreamed, it actually came true. But the draft isn't over tonight. We're out at Joe's on Weed Street again. I believe there are still tickets available. Law, can you confirm? Can you deny? Can you inform?
Yes. I believe, I think there are. Honestly, I'm not sure at this point what's going on with our draft party tonight.
To the internet.
I'm looking at it. I was going to just say yes for it, but then it's like request information. So I don't even know what the hell that
weren't they. So did I see that we were out there earlier today? Or was that just a repeat tweet from last night?
I mean, I know that we had to get out there to get things ready. But here's the page currently, and it's just
it is sold out, my friend.
Yeah.
Sold out.
It is sold out. But that doesn't mean you can't still tune in to our live draft broadcast happening tonight. Guess when? During the draft.
6 p.m. It starts. Yeah.
6 p.m. YouTube.com/CHGO Sports. Will be podcasted as well, but watch along with the CHGO crew. See how many articles of clothing Greg Braggs sheds during the broadcast. It's always a surprise. And we've got some new merch at CHGOLocker.com. The Toughest Nails design, the Air It Out design, and the franchise design. A little behind the scenes, we had to scramble and redesign that 13 to an 18 on the franchise shirts. But they all look sick. Go get yours, CHGOLocker.com.
And our shirts don't look like they're designed by a toddler who just learned MS Paint, so that's exciting.
That seems aimed at someone, and I don't know what you're referencing, but we'll talk off the air.
Check Slack.
All right, fair enough. But head over to CHGOLocker.com, and if you want one of these for free, we can do that for you. Just become a diehard. You get access to all of our great written content, 20% off all of our events, 20% off all of our merch. And as I mentioned, you sign up to become a diehard at allchgo.com, and you get a free shirt or hat upon sign up, or $35 off a hoodie. That's a good deal too. But go stock up on the new franchise collection. We've got the Chicago collection that dropped probably about a month ago or so, celebrating our 2-year anniversary. So tons of good stuff at CHGOLocker.com. And it's always super helpful to us when you become a diehard. So please, please, please consider doing that. If it's not in the cards for you right now to become a diehard, you can help us for free. Smash that like button right now on the YouTube page. Make sure you're subscribed to our YouTube channel as well. And if you're not subscribed on your favorite podcast app, do that too. And leave us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. So how you feeling? You're the Mario, you're the rebuild report guy, also available for diehards on allchgo.com. How are we feeling about the Piggies coming into the series here?
I feel great. I think they have a really good shot against the. Yes.
Speaking of Piggies,
Yes, we're getting there.
that ad read.
It's called a segue, Loft.
Yeah, I feel like the IceHogs have a really good shot of getting past Grand Rapids. They are some pesky pigs.
Well, the kind of pigs you really like. We told you earlier about the Illinois pork producers. Well, they produce the pork, then they get it out to Woodridge, so our buddy Charlie the Bacon Guy can make craft bacon for you. 35 different flavors. He's got bacon jam as well. It's all preservative free. None of that chemically crap. It's just pork and seasoning and deliciousness, all vacuum sealed, so it freezes up beautifully. So if you want to order, 10, 15 pounds of bacon, you can. It's not going to go bad. Throw it in the freezer. It unfreezes and thaws out beautifully. There's no freezer burn, none of that crap. It is still like the day you bought it. It lasts up to 60 days in the fridge and 9 months in the freezer. For the bacon jam, it's 90 days in the fridge and up to a year in the freezer, but they'll both be gone long before that. If you've never had bacon jam before, I don't know how to describe it. It's almost like a bacon relish or like a bacon spread. Put on scrambled eggs, toast, put it on a burger, grilled cheese. I put it on baked potatoes. Charlie puts it inside cinnamon rolls. Oh, it's also
Mario uses it for his Wi-Fi. I don't know why that doesn't seem to work, but
he's got to get the bacon jam out of the slot. It's the problem. But you can just eat it with a spoon. I like to eat it with Frito scoops. They go down really good that way.
I prefer Ruffles, but the scoops are another good option. Yes.
See, now, do the Ruffles have the integrity to withstand the thickness with 3 C's of Charlie's bacon jam?
I had no problem. I'll just say that. Okay. And it was amazing. I loved it so much.
It's so damn good. Well, go check out the Bacon Vault at charliethebaconguy.com. You can see all the flavors he's made in the past. And if it's not available now, give Charlie about 2 weeks and he'll make some up for you. He's also got great looking merch. If you're a Hawks fan, you're listening to us, you probably are. Some really cool Hawks adjacent style designs, Hawks inspired beanies, hats, t-shirts, stickers, coffee mugs, the whole schmear. My Charlie one's upstairs. I'm washing it. But the bacon flavors right now, ranch, rosemary, vanilla bourbon, maple espresso, Cajun, Jardiniere, and Canadian bacon. And the bacon jams, the original, the bourbon. And listen to this, folks, the cherry jalapeno. Stop yourself. Go order it right now. charliethebaconguy.com. You'll save 10% on your order with the code CHGO Hawks. We are currently winning the CHGO selling contest, so keep buying bacon with that code CHGO Hawks at Charlie the Bacon Guy. You can pick it up from Charlie, which is the easiest way. He can deliver it to you, meet you halfway, or even ship it. He makes the bacon so you can bring it home. And trust us, Charlie's a trustworthy guy. He's not going to hurt you. He's not going to abduct you and put you in his bacon van and steal you. He's a very nice and dependable man.
He's got a bad back, so he probably
he can't lift anything except bacon these days. So don't be afraid.
Quick shout out to his dog. He did mention in the chat earlier, his dog, aptly named Bacon, suffered a torn ACL. So get better, Pupperoo, please.
Damn, the Bacon family is just falling apart.
Yes, good. They need more bacon, more protein.
Rub some bacon on it.
Yes. Of course, the dog would immediately lick that off. Speaking of the Bears draft, did you guys see what the Hawks posted with Connor Bedard doing the hostage message?
I like that. Yeah. And I like that he was like, hey, guys. So it can literally be published at any time about anyone.
Yeah.
Let's look at that because that was.
Yeah. No specific names in there.
He didn't have time to do this yesterday. He's like, I'll do this for you like on April 13th, but I'm not doing it now. But let's hit play on this.
What's up, guys? Welcome to Chicago. I'm to be watching this season. Chicago's the best city with the best fans, no question. Congrats. What's up?
Short, sweet, and to the point.
Nailed it. The next Anders Sorensen.
Well, I'm just wondering, like when did he do it? Because is he all? Because that's not in Chicago. That looks like a cabin in Canada. I would.
Yeah, there seems to be a nice evergreen tree behind him.
Yeah.
He probably did it on Christmas. That's it. I'm knocking all these promotional videos out now.
Yeah, right.
You are the birthday boy or girl. Was that a Simpsons? I forget what that was. I think it was a Simpsons thing.
Did it.
Yeah.
Hey, we're talking Krusty. That's the other thing where he records a doll.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I mean, just think about where we're at, though. Like, within the last less than a year, Connor Bedard, Caleb Williams, Roma Dunze, Angel Reese.
Hell yeah.
Like, it's just, and not only that, you've got like young player like Pete Crow Armstrong hits his first home run yesterday.
Mhm.
Frank Nazar gets a call up. Like, Chicago sports is like mostly on the way up, like big time. Also, the Bulls and Sox.
Yeah. Also, those teams exist.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, it's this is a town that loves their teams, win, lose, or draw. And that love looks like many different things. It takes on many different shapes, that love. But when you have like the future there, the expectations there, the optimism there, like the Chicago will latch on to teams and players even harder. I mean, we've seen it with Caleb Williams. We saw it with Caleb Williams as soon as the Bears season was over. People were latched onto him as the next great quarterback, and people were latched onto Bedard as early as the beginning of last season. So it's awesome to see, this city and the teams, some of the biggest teams, not only locally, obviously, but also across the league, have this optimism for the future, and especially the Bears. Like you add Odunze and Williams to this team. You got Keenan Allen, DJ Moore, Cole Kmet. Like that offense is going to be exciting to watch. So at the very least, I think we're going to be talking about some Bears games where they can at least put up 20 or 30 points and maybe get some wins. Like that's going to be huge.
And just to an update, we do have tickets available tonight.
Okay.
At Joe's on Weed. So if you're in the area, I highly recommend going. Last night was completely insane. I mean, I was just shocked. It was such a huge event. We had, before we kicked off, we had Big Dave do like a MC style intro of everyone.
That was awesome.
That was like low key my favorite part, because I mean he's the best, and like
Everybody loves Dave.
Yeah, he got the crowd going, and then everyone came out and was cheered, and then obviously the big moments of the night. I mean, everyone chanting Caleb, and when Atlanta took Michael Penix Jr., we all just went completely bonkers, and we're like, "What?"
That was so weird.
Bragg, still people trying to figure it out.
He nearly destroyed the whole stage though. After the Dunze pick, he threw off the headset, came around the table, was jumping around. He grabbed a guy, and the stage is like 4 feet off the ground. He grabbed a guy and brought him up on stage, and we're like jumping, and like the camera was this far, and we're like, oh my God, please do not knock over everything. But we made it.
These are the things that you do when you hire Braggs.
Mm-hmm.
You got to live with the good and the bad. Yeah, he might crowd surf at a draft party. Yes, he might take the draft party off the air forever. This is the wild card, and this is why we love him. He's the best. But it's just like, I don't know. It's such a foreign feeling after a Bears draft to be like, holy shit, they killed it.
I know.
Like you could like twist and turn yourself like, wow, maybe like if you squint really hard, like, yeah, like maybe Justin Fields is finally going to be that. Like now it's like, no, the dude is here and he's got another dude with him, and there's already dudes waiting. There's all the dudes everywhere, and they're all ready to be good. It's like, God, it's wild.
I mean, the optimism for last year, I mean, was pretty high, and this year I think it's only going to go higher because of the moves made to solidify. Like, no, yeah, this is now the time. You invested in the coaches, or not really invested more in them, but you at least gave them the seal of approval of like, no, we're moving forward with these guys, and you've invested in the offense, and you have a solid defense. Like this should be a team that's going to be a lot better.
Yep. I'm very excited.
If you are a Bears fan and you want to go to London with the CHGO Bears crew,
you can do that.
I believe it's True Team Travel. I'm not sure of the name, but go to our website. we'll get you hooked up with
There-
what's your? I don't know what the hell. I can't even talk right now. I'm so tired.
It's a travel agency.
Yeah.
And it will get you hooked up with the whole CHGO to London experience.
Wait, guys, cancel the trip. Law, cancel the broadcast. Anthony Tony saw 5 USC games, and Williams is nothing special.
Oh, that's too bad, Anthony.
Damn it.
Gosh.
Why didn't they just listen to Anthony?
Darn it.
Why do we not Hogue or Braggs or Nick or Woot couldn't have checked in with Anthony before the draft and passed us on?
Damn. Oh, well.
That's it. I'm ending the show. That's it. I'm not coming back till Monday.
All right. That's fine.
I'm done. Maybe Monday at 2:30 I'll be there. We'll see. I got to talk to these Bears guys. I'm going up to Hallis Hall right now.
Should have taken JJ McCarthy.
Should have. Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, I'll try to get over it. Lots of Coors Light will help me this weekend. Law, thanks for running the show. I know you're running on fumes. Mario, I'll see you Monday, maybe, if I decide to come in at 2:30. We'll talk to you then. Thanks for being with us. Thanks to Colton Dach for joining the show. Thanks to Mike and everybody over at the Rockford IceHogs for making that happen. And go see the IceHogs. Go.
Mm-hmm.
Go get some pig slop. We'll talk to you Monday at 2:30 on the CHGO Blackhawks podcast.
We all silly like the mayor.